And we are live. Mic check 1 2 1 2. How is everyone doing? Thanks for dropping by and talking Splinterlands with me for another Saturday. Episode 147. That's right. 147 weekends. Not quite in a row. There's been a few weekends off here and there due to sickness and stuff like that. But 147 Saturdays where we've gathered here to talk about Splinterlands. And I emphasize that number every week because I still get some replies and some responses. I post videos on Splinterlands once in a while, and I post on various social media like X and Facebook and things like this to promote my videos. And once in a while, I get a comment that's something like, "Oh, Web3 is a scam. Oh, NFTs are a scam." I want to go in and I want to explain, but then every time I do that, it would seem like I'm belittling what Splinterlands has built here. Okay, and without kicking it too much, I emphasize how many weekends in a row we've met here to talk to show that Splinterlands is still around. The game is more than 7 years old at this point, working on 8, right? They've continually iterated. Has it stayed the same? No. I mean, the gameplay is relatively the same, but there's a lot of different generations of gameplay, and it has definitely changed. And there's a ton of new stuff that's been added to the game, especially over 2025 and coming into 2026. And the reason why I mention that is because a lot of times people will pull up the words like rug pull and stuff like that. And when people pull those words out, I kind of think, do these people even know what they're talking about? The word rug pull indicates a crypto kind of thing where it's a large buy up to the going live of the token, and then relatively soon thereafter, whoever created the token or whatever, bails out and takes a lot of money. That in no way goes hand in hand with what Splinterlands is about. Splinterlands is a card game. If you're relatively new to the game, it's a collectible card game. If you don't like collectible card games, you might not like it, right? It just has Web3 built into it from its core. And it's more than 7 years old. Most games, let alone Web3 games, would love to make it for 7 years. 7 years in crypto is a huge amount of time. And I know I got started on a tangent, but I wanted to go ahead and list that. We have the new set that is coming up, which I feel people will want to talk about, Escalation. We have a countdown. It'll go live here on patch day this week, which is usually Tuesday. So we can talk about that. I need to get some of my guild brawls in. I usually don't play online, but I just pulled this up and I've been so busy this week. I was filming a demo. I'm putting together a video for putting on my channel last night, and it just escaped me that my guild brawls were up. So I have to do my guild brawls as well. So let's go ahead and dive into chat and see what everybody's talking about. I also made some land moves this week. Spent a little bit of money in land, but I found a little bit of a deal that I couldn't pass up. So let's see who's in the chat. We got Crypto Beaver. We got Gathering the Magic. Says, good morning. Happy Saturday. Did my card reel. I saw that yesterday. Wanted to wait closer to launch. Crypto Beaver says, this week I've been upgrading my Exemplar to level 22 and maxing out several Frontier cards to improve my gameplay. For Escalation, my plan is to buy the cards I need off the market. Early on I did videos in my coverage of Splinterlands, and that was always my strategy. Okay, everybody, let's face it. If you're a card player, you love to rip packs. It's that randomality. It's just like gambling. It is basically gambling at its soul, right? But my coverage strictly pointed towards new players. If you want to get the most bang for your buck, buy specific cards, right? And I still think that applies today. It's fun to open packs, and it's always fun to open packs, right? But if you're looking for specific cards to build up your deck, especially if we're looking at a new set and there's specific cards in that set you kind of like and you want to add to your play style, you look at the new set and you're like, oh, those two cards would really fit in well with how I usually play, then buying singles is going to be the way to go. Now, I'm saying it's going to be a small set, so singles are going to be relatively expensive, but you'll get what you want right there instead of having to open up 100 packs and maybe get a couple of them, right? So, Paul's in the house. Welcome, Paul. Gathering says he intends on getting 3 packs with one for the $10 accounts. I don't know. I'll probably rip a few packs just to rip a few packs, but I'm not going to buy a whole lot. Like I said, the majority of my money is going into land. In fact, actually, I have to. This is my secondary account. I was over here because I just noticed I have to do my my brawls, and I was going to do that on my secondary account first. I got enough time till after the live stream I can finish on my main account, but on my land account, this is what I bought this week. I got a, let's go into production. I got a rare bog in Ravenwood, 133, right? And I'm trying to, and I basically staked it out. I bought a common totem for it, and then I bought max level gold foil commons to stake it out. No, that's a rare river. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Bog. Here it is, I think. No, that's the one with my... Nope. Okay, either way, you get the idea. It's a rare bog that I staked out with... Why can I not find this? This is bugging me. It's because I got so many staked out in much the same way. Anyway, it was a rare bog. I put a common totem on it, which at that point in time, common totem's going for about $15. I still like putting totems on as many of my properties as possible. I think it makes a good difference. And then max level gold foil common Chaos Legion cards. Now this is bugging me that I can't find. Okay, either way, you get the idea. So I spent a decent amount of money on that, which, you know, point taken, it's on the secondary market, and it's not going towards the team, but that's the way I'm choosing to play. So I don't intend on buying a whole lot of the new cards. However, I probably, as usual, will rip a few packs. Let's see who else is in the house. Alex B's here. Beaker's here. OFG Plays is here. OFG says, hello, I might buy an escalation pack with my $70 account. So just one pack? Lady Sharon's in the house. I saw you were streaming last night. Just as a little bit of an announcement, Lady Sharon has started streaming, and she is out west in the U.S., so she streams a little bit later than most of us. So catch her if you live out west. Be sure and keep an eye out on it. You do have a streamer now for your area of the country. She says, good morning. I don't know if you saw my alert or the announcement, but survival mode is coming back. Yeah, I saw that. And for some reason, Blaze likes to post announcements right before I'm getting ready to go on stream. She goes on to say, it looks interesting, and I hope it's something that I'll be able to participate in this time. If you didn't catch it, his announcement just went up a few minutes ago, about 30 minutes ago at this point. It's in the official announcement section on the Splinterlands page, but it is announcing the details of survival mode returning February 15th, which I'm looking on my calendar, and that is an odd timing because that's not next Sunday, but the Sunday afterwards. I'm guessing that coincides with the season. That would have to coincide with the season. Usually, I think about things going live on patch day, but this survival mode would definitely have to coincide with whatever the new season is. So let's go ahead and no, not shop. Let's go to play. So we've got 7, almost 8 days left of the season. Yeah, that would coincide with the next season going live. So that does make sense. And then they've got the full details here. I'm not going to go into that, but we can discuss it a little bit. Might do a little video on it. I don't know. I never played survival mode up until the point where they made the change that you could actually use your cards in survival mode and standard modes. And if they got beat in survival mode, then before that change, if they got beat in survival mode, they were taken out of, like I play in wild, right? They were also taken out in wild. So up to that point, I didn't have a big enough collection to play both. So I didn't. Now, with that said, when they made that change, I like that separation. You can play in wild or, modern if you want. And you can also play in survival. And I use the Archmage bot, and I believe the other bot also supports this as well. You have some different selections where you can set it different ways and have your account played in both. So I also like the fact that the energy systems are different there. So that's great to hear. I'll probably dive in and look at the details, when I get a few minutes, which these days is I don't have too much free time, but Don friggin' Knotts is in the house. Welcome. Emmy Wanty is here. It's a YouTube party. Well, a little bit. I'm having my sparkling ice with caffeine, which Amazon delivered at 4:19 in the morning here. And mind you, it was 2 cases of carbonated beverages sitting out on my back porch when it's 15 degrees out. 4:19 a.m. I got the email. I rolled over in bed at 8 this morning and saw the email, and I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm going to go down there, and there's going to be 2 cases of soda popped open, frozen open on my back porch. But luckily, my wife had gotten up about 6 or 6:30 to let the dog out, so she got them in off of the porch. So I'm glad they delivered it to the back porch. If they would have delivered it to the front porch, then nobody would have known about it, and there'd be a big, huge soda mess on there. Gathering says survival coming back is a big deal. Long post about it. We'll have to check it out later. I agree. Lady Sharon says, I didn't notice a cost, and I know it didn't cost before, so I'm hoping it doesn't cost this time. I'm also hoping that means I can rent out extra copies of cards again. Yeah, I don't think there was a cost involved. We'll have to look at the details. Yeah, Crypto Beaver asks, yes, the date was announced, the 15th. I'm trying to get better at going through chat faster instead of taking a long time and getting way behind in chat. Gathering says, was going to remind you about the guild brawls. Yeah, I mean, I've been so busy on doing different videos for the channel, and I've got the secondary channel going with my daughter, and it's almost too much. I was filming a video last night. I had done a video here last week about PlayStation 3, and I was doing a video on I was filming how to replace the batteries in your PlayStation 3 controller. So that's what I was doing last night. So that's why I missed out on my guild brawls. OFG says, I just had to jam in my guild brawls too. It didn't go well with my little account. I'm still doing pretty good on my secondary account because I primarily play that at silver, and that's pretty much where it sits at. On my primary account, we are in the top level, and I do horrendously. I do. I get jacked into these situations where I'm in a brawl where I'm just not cut out to be in that brawl. I'm doing it under the guise of it's better for a guild to have all these brawls filled and just win a couple than have them not filled, So, and plus, I mean, the winnings at the top level are very nice. But let's go back over here. Log back into my secondary account. Crypto Beaver says, awesome. Cannot wait for survival mode to be back. Need to get me some more max level Archons to be more competitive in survival. Yeah, that's the main thing. But that's also one of my main points for new players starting out in Splinterlands is the Archons should be your first focal point. Because it doesn't matter how high a level your other cards are. If you don't have the Archons to cast them, they're going to be no good, right? Well, I shouldn't say no good. Should say more of a waste of money. You could buy a full level card, and if you don't have the Archon to cast it, where's your value there, right? Gathering says time to open some chaos packs. Yeah, I saw you here a while back. You posted a 25 pack opening. I haven't opened any in a while. Downward Games. Had to do a second look to make sure I had your name right. Welcome. Says, hi, have you played Sunflower Land? I've had a blast with it. Love your videos. Much love. I have not played Sunflower Land, but I will add it to my list to take a look at. Yeah, just from taking a look at it, I don't think that's going to catch my fancy. It's an art style. I think it's one of those things. I'll take a look at it later, but it's, I don't know, this particular, it's like an 8-bit, 16-bit type art style, and it's a very, just looking at the picture of it, looks like it's not going to catch my fancy, but I'll take a look at it. Thanks for bringing it up. It's always love to see new games. Check them out at least. OFG says, yep, he's played or heard of Sunflower Land. OFG says, did anyone buy that castle for $5,500? I did not, but I did pay $50 for that rare plot of land in 133 with grain farm built and all 3 packages on it. And a fair amount more because there's 50,000 DEC I needed to stake it out. And then each of the max level gold foil commons I put on there were about $8 to $10 a piece, plus $15 for the totem. So I was up above a little bit, $100 for that. So that was where my card money went this week. It's been quite a while, to be honest, that I've spent that much, though. But I saw that $50, and I hesitate and call it a deal, but with the cost and the price of the land going up, finding a rare grain-producing land that has the buildings or had a grain farm built on it already and had the packages on it already, I just wanted to jump on that. Gathering says that castle is still there. Lady Sharon asks, can we use chaos cards in Survivor? Yes. Is it basically a wild? Yes, basically. I opened up a bunch of Chaos Legion packs last night on my stream. Only got 1 legendary. I have no idea if it got any summoners. Yeah, actually, Sharon, the survival mode really was brought about but by the need for a use or a value for all these extra Chaos Legion cards and other cards that people have bought, but primarily something for the people in the game who have bought a lot of cards. And obviously when you're playing cards, you're only using 1 copy at a time, 1 leveled up copy, whatever your highest level is, right? You have all these spare cards that you may have bought for one purpose or another. Maybe your idea was, hey, maybe it might go up in value and you want to resell it, different things like that. Maybe you just randomly got them out of packs or something like that you bought. But the idea was to give value to all these extra cards we have in our set, something you can do with those. Meanwhile, you're still playing the regular game, but you've got something to do with all these spare cards, right? And that's what survival mode has been brought about. And then the whole idea of the boss fights on top of that is a cool idea because it's adding a little bit more complexity to what's available in the game. More stuff to do in the game is always better, right? It can make it a little bit more confusing for new players, but I think a lot of games these days that you jump into are confusing just at the beginning. There's so many layers, and especially these free-to-play games, you jump in and you get hit with ad after ad after ad after ad, and it takes you a while to actually figure out what to filter out and close out, and then what to actually play. In Splinterlands, you need to just jump in and start playing and trying out different things, and you just figure out what you want to play and what you don't want to play. So primarily the higher end people in the game who have thousands, maybe tens of thousands of cards, whatever. This gives them a good use to put their cards to use. And people might say, oh, it's just for the whales. Well, guess what? They put tons of money into the game, believing in the game. And, we have to have a certain amount of support for that because they've supported the game. When they supported, a lot of these big players have supported the game when not a whole lot else was going on, right, and kept the team going. So Beaker says, what are the keep prices at the moment? I don't know. Since I bought that land this week, I have not been checking. Let's see here, Mythic. So it looks like the cheapest keep is in Tridale, 48, $987. And then it jumps way up to 1,200. So there's a big discrepancy between that, and that's kind of weird. That tells me, and this Where Whale Bear wants to get rid of that. He or she posted that 7 hours ago. It's an iron producing land with a building in a box, unstable totem. I'm not sure what all that means for a keep, but it's on there if you have $987 that you want to spend. Sharon says, actually, I don't know if the Chaos Legion has summoners. Oh, sure. Chaos Legion has some of the best summoners. I have gotten so much use out of my Chaos Legion. I have got more bang for the buck out of my Chaos Legion summoners than any other set. Let me tell you what. Now you got me on a hot point, Sharon. Okay, so let's go to Archons. Let's go to Chaos Legion. And there are some that... Oh, I'm on the wrong account. Sorry. There are some that I use so much that I bought gold foil maximum commons just to have them and use them and get the gold foil percentage out of them. So this is in my card collection. Let's reset. Let's go to Chaos Legion and Archons. Now, a lot of the top end Archons I don't have a whole lot of. Like Possibilis, I've always wanted it, but I've never bought a full set. But I will lead you to this. Okay, so I use Kelia Frindle a lot. It's a great card. Chiefly during that set, it was a melee card. You have +1 to armor, +1 to speed. Like I said, I liked it so much, I bought a maximum level gold foil. In fact, I think I have more than one copy. I've got one copy working on land and one copy I use. Now, none of this is investment advice. This right here, my friends, is play advice, especially if you're brand new to the game. You know who else I bought in gold foil? Obsidian, because I use this a lot. In fact, I have 3 maximum level gold foil copies of Obsidian, 1 that I use and 2 that are actually working on land, because I was buying rares to update on my land, and I figured they were a couple bucks more than the other cards, but what's more valuable? An Archon is much more value than a standard play card. So I went ahead and bought max level of those. Now, I think those 2 are the only 2 gold foil maximum I bought, but I do have maximum level of the other ones. Don't use Tarsa a whole lot. She comes in handy once in a while. Use General Sloan quite a lot as well. I probably use Franz more than I use General Sloan, though. Thaddeus Brood, love Thaddeus Brood. Did not buy a gold copy of his, though. And I love Quixodevius. Did not buy a gold copy, couldn't afford it. So, yes, the answer to your question is Chaos Legion summoners are great, with a little asterisk, except for, obviously, if you're primarily playing in Modern. If you're playing in Wild, if you're playing in the other one that's coming back live, and why is that escaping my mind? Why can I never remember the word survival mode? I can never remember that term. Anyway, great copies, and I don't even know how much. Let's go to the market. I don't even know how much one's going for. Okay, so a standard Kalia is going for, well, this is a level 2, but it's going for 7 cents. So a max level card is $8.50 for a maximum level summoner. You can't go wrong by that. Sorry I got off on that tangent because that just struck a chord. I've got more use out of my Chaos Legion summoners than any other card in my deck. I can easily say that. Supreme Victory Studios is in the house. Welcome. Gathering says someone just listed a key for $9.87. Yeah, that's what we just talked about. Doombot is here. The chase is real. OFG says, dang, I wish I had $1,000 laying around. So do I. I'd grab that up. Is the tract producing? It looked like it. I don't know. But that's the details right there. You can go, and if you're wondering, that's 1.61 million DEC if you got that laying around. I know OFG's got 1.5 million DEC just laying around. And I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to my goal of 500,000. Not Golem Overlord. Splinter Trader. So if you've been following me, you know that I've been working on my Splinter Trader account. Actually, it's been about a year. I've got to pull up the spreadsheet. Okay, so I went in on, yeah, it's been a little bit more than a year. I went in on Splinter Trader, not investment advice, not investment advice. I deposited 10,000 DEC on Splinter Trader on January 27th of last year and gradually added a little bit more as, you know, first of all, I just tried it out, before I started talking about it, I wanted to see how it was going to work and everything. And I gradually added, you know, a few here and there. And I am up to, I put 350,000 in. And you can largely see the stair steps. That's when I added DEC. But it's gradually been going up, and I am almost at my goal, which is, let me get this out of the way, which is 500,000. And you may ask yourself, hey, why is he talking about Splinter Trader, and why am I on the wrong page? Here we go. The reason why I'm talking about this is because this plays into my land game. Okay, I have 498,000 now. Okay, in Splinter Trader. When this hits 500,000, I'm going to keep 500,000 in here, and any overage, anything that's made, my share, what this average annualized ROI, 16.7%, is going to be unstaked and brought back into game for use on land specifically. And that's the reason I brought about that. Now, I have a second thing, and you would think that this sounds like investment advice, but it is not. I also had played the game Woo, World Wrestling Online, I forget the Wrestling Online organization, I think. And it's a fun little wrestling game on Hive, but you can stake, and let's refresh. You can stake, and I have almost 500,000 Woo. Woo is their token. And when I get to 500,000, once again, I'm going to start removing the Woo token that is made, and it's going to go back and be converted into DEC to be used on my land. So the reason I brought both of these up are these are basically basic investments that I've put in that will start yielding pretty soon into my Splinterlands land game. So that's the reason I talked about that. Okay, back to chat. Once again, not investment advice. Let's see here. Doombot says Chaos Legion has rare and legendary archons. They sure do. Gathering says Keep is in region 48. Over 50 plots for sale there. Sharon says, oh, and there are bot and non-bot modes. So some of the modes you're not allowed to use bots. Yes. You are not allowed to use bots in Modern. And you're not allowed to use bots in tournaments, which to me is kind of common sense, but some people don't observe common sense and just are just out for the win, right? And they don't care about anything. So I hope if you use a bot in tournaments, I hope you get caught and I hope you get banned. That's my hope for you in this new year. So yeah. But the other modes we've been talking about, wild and survival mode, you can use bot in. Don Friggin Knott says a whole case takes a while to freeze. I know from experience. Yeah, well, I was surprised. Amazon delivering at $4.19. And the only reason I know that is because you get that email and they take a picture of your porch, them putting it on your porch. Lady Sharon says Amazon is weird on delivery sometimes. I hate it, actually, when they tell me one day and they arrive early like they're celebrating. I'm like, I may not be there or able to get the package. Yeah, I just figure it would be within standard business hours. But Lady Sharon says, oops, Atlas Earth just told me about Rent Boost, ended, not paying attention to my other game. Yeah, you need to boost if you're playing AE. OFG says not a bad tract. It's got some aura production and quite a few rare plots. That's also something I wanted to talk about. I think I'm going to change over my 2 aura producing land back to just producing materials. So I've got a rare magic land in 114. That is producing aura, and it has been for quite a while since that even started, and it's just all mounted up. And then I have a common mountain in 133 producing aura. And frankly, the aura is just piling up, because what I've found is, we discussed this, is the fact that we get something new that we can make in game, right? Let's go over to land and to the artisan quarter. Excuse me. And you get all these different things that you can make, which some do come in handy that I can make for myself. But largely, there's so many mass producers out there, the big guys on the top end that are making and dumping these on the market, that I can't, it costs me more to make the aura than I'm going to get back from making stuff and selling it. So I'm thinking about just turning off my aura production, which is not what they want me to do. They want to, the game wants to encourage people to produce the aura and to make new things. But when you've got, let's go to the market and let's go under other items. And let's look at the newest thing, which is the Phoenix Ash. If I can find it. I still don't know. I need to figure out what the polymorph and the capacity flux do. I don't even know what those do. So the Phoenix Ash is actually, it's actually below a cent. So Phoenix Ash, there's so much online, and even Gathering has the cheapest. It's below a cent. So it's I haven't done the math, but I can tell you it costs me more to make that on my land than what I would get by selling it. So my point is, I think I'm just going to go back to producing regular materials on my land and then just selling materials. Emmy Wanty says, heads up, I will be posting a new tourney by the end of the weekend, Friday the 13th, plus Valentine's Day. 2-day, 24-hour round ghost card tournaments. Those are fun. Although they can get kind of, you look at all the cards you have to choose from and it just boggles your brain. Sometimes you get brain freeze, or I do. You get brain freeze trying to pick from all these cards that half of them you don't know what they do, you know. Some of the new skins and the new packs as prizes. Nice. So check out Emmy's tournament going up for, that would be next weekend. And that'll be Friday the 13th, and the 14th is Saturday. So that is Valentine's Day. So, and yes, I got my Valentine's Day presents ordered early. So, guys, I'm looking at you. You know what's good for you. Paul says, where Whale Bear is Crypto Eater. Okay. Gathering says, dang, awesome gold flow. Oh, back on my casters. Okay, let's go back here. You know what I need to do? I need to go ahead. Sorry about this, but I need to play some brawls. So let's get into guild. So this is my secondary guild. I did one right before the match. I've got 3 hours left. Okay, we've got, they took out Quora. We've got Even Stevens, plenty of mana. Let's see here. Let's see what we can do with Kelia. Got plenty of mana. I think I'm going to go up front with Commander Slade. Why not Jin O'Shaughnessy? Because he's one of my favorite cards ever. Of course, Deep Lurker. Should I put Bakjira up front instead of Commander Slade? I've got plenty of mana. Let's throw the Chaos Battle Mage in the back. Edith Emberstar. Let's see what else. We've got 9 mana to play with here. I backed myself into a corner here. Oh, let's see here. Mindless Thrall has phase and oppress. I need a little bit of magic damage, I guess. Do I have a better... You know what? How much time I got? I got 2 minutes. I wanted some more range damage, but... Okay, let's go in with Edith. Okay, let's go back to chat. We'll try to mix in some chat with playing matches here. Gathering says, Goldfill Chaos Legion are drying up. Yes, sir, they are. I just went to get some for that land this week, and the prices are... You know, like I said, Goldfoil commons that I was buying max level are about $9 to $10 from what I was buying for green and blue. No, black and blue I was buying for the bog. You know, when we first started talking about those things were going for what, $4, $5, something like that. Hey, Bolts is here. Hola. Buenos dias, senor. Don't forget your guild brawls. Yeah, because he's in our guild. OFG says, nah, my DEC is slacking. Well, that's one of the big costs behind behind land. And I was listening to an Aftersound video this week, and he was talking about how we need more DEC sinks in the game. And somebody had brought up the fact that land is a huge DEC sink, and he seemed to not agree with that. Evidently he hasn't staked out his land fully, because when you have one plot of land and it costs 50,000 DEC just for one plot of land, that's huge. After we get done with these matches, we'll look at my total, but it's probably almost 500,000 DEC at this point, probably more. And that's my 28th or 29th parcel. Lady Sharon says, oh, okay, I just looked. I actually did pull Kelia too, in fact. Not gold foil, though, and it looks like I have 5 Archons from that set. It's a good set. It's a good set. I think most of us here have really put the Chaos Legion Summoners to good use and got our monies fully out of them. I can say that. I can probably blanketly say that, and everybody would agree with me. Of course, we've been playing with them for quite a long time. Matt Mustang is here. Stop by to say hi. I'll see you on the live stream tomorrow. Well, thanks for dropping by. See you tomorrow on the Atlas Earth live stream. Don says, I'm often up already at 4:19. I usually get up at 5 or 5:30. If I have to go in the office, I'm up at 5. If I'm working from home, I'm up at 5:30. I like to get a little workout in, get my shower in, and do a little bit of online before I have to leave for work or start working. But I'm not usually up at 4:19 as long as I'm sleeping well. You know, if I'm not sleeping well, which I gotta say, I have nothing against drinking alcohol. I love a good glass of bourbon, a good beer. I was a brewer for quite a while. Since I stopped drinking alcohol, I sleep a lot better. But when I was drinking, and I wasn't a heavy drinker, but I liked a couple good glasses of bourbon, right? I would wake up throughout the night, and it was just hard to get a good night's rest. But I'll leave that there. But kind of off on your topic, I'm not usually up at 4 o'clock. Karen's here. Welcome, Karen. Thanks for dropping by. As always, says good morning, everyone. Did anyone else buy any Valentine avatar costume things? I did not. In fact, we could take a look at them. Shop. Where's it? Avatar? Okay, so you got the heart-shaped shades. You've got the elegant top. And you've got the broken heart top. Should I buy one of these for my dwarf? What's he got on now? Oh, nothing. Just kind of plain. This is my secondary account. Let's get him an elegant top. Sure, why not? Let's spruce up my dwarf. Although I still think they should be placed a little bit higher in the frame to have not so much headroom. And let's get him some heart-shaped shades too. Why not? Thanks for reminding me, Karen. I don't think about these things often. I'm usually thinking about like the mechanics of the game and the big, the news that's coming out and stuff. Let's go ahead and edit. Let's look at outfits. I guess it would be. Where is the outfit found? I just bought. It's not even under. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's his red suit, red velvet suit with a rose. And then I guess where's the glass? The glasses would be under extra accessories. There we go. Here we go. My dwarf is all blinged out now. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's go back and get another brawl in. Okay, let's see here. I can use Earth, but lost magic. Don't. Terrible. Okay, let's see here. Hmm. I say that because I like using Quora. Quora is very strong, obviously, but then you get, hey, you can use Quora, but not really because it's lost magic. Let's go with. I'm thinking dragon. I got plenty of mana. Let's go with Helios Matriarch, and then let's go with some range in swamp. Who we're going to put up front? Let's see here. I always like Jin Chwala. Jin Chwala is a high level player. Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Zulax up front. And then I'm going to come up behind with Carnage Titan. Okay, so let's get a little range going. Let's throw in Lisa Fox in the back. And okay, so this would be strong. We got poison, so let's throw in Jiraki Venshiro. How much time I got? I got 2 minutes. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's throw in one more range, then we'll have to pick up something else. I think I might throw Taunt in the back. And then let's go. I've got 10 mana, so I got plenty of mana. Who am I going? Okay, so this guy looks pretty cool. Marundu. Okay, let's throw some sneak in and let's put him up here. Okay. Now jump back into chat. Lady Sharon says the bot and non-bot I was talking about was on survival. Well, I'll have to read through them. Maybe they changed things, but as far as I know, you can still run bots in survival. Just kind of looking forward in chat. Paul asked me how much DEC did you start with Splinterlands Trader, SPL Trader? I put a total of 350,000 in. Okay. And I'm almost to that 500,000 point, but I started out small because it was new. I didn't know what to think of it. I wanted to try it out to see how it was going to go before I started talking about it, because I didn't want to talk about something that might have been a cash grab or something or other, you know? So, yeah, over time, I put some in. I know this is a very plain looking graph, but I'm not a very good Excel person. I just wanted to have some kind of visualization on it. But you can see up here that I put in 10,000, then I put in another 15,000, then at a certain point, a week or two later, I put in 25, then 50, then let it ride for a while, put in another 50, let it ride for a while, 25, 75, and then a couple more 50s, and then that was it. But that's been a total of 350,000. And the last time I put something in would have been right here in the middle of the year last year. So it's just been riding, and you'll see this influx point right here where we had some changes where this was towards the end of the year. This was in August, and then there were some burn mechanisms, and there's something big going on which required buying and burning cards. Remember that? And so it's gradually it's a nice little curve there. It's got a nice percentage going. Once again, not investment advice, but it's something I've gotten going on and pretty interesting. Uh, Gathering says, time to build up your research. Research for what? I mean, we may need research for the buildings. I don't know yet. As far as I know, there's no details. Um, Gathering says, buy the Phoenix potions. Good seller. Yeah. Phoenix Ash. Yeah. I bought some from somebody else the other day. OFG Play says, yep, I need to crank some research as well. Gathering says, anything over 0.002 for Phoenix Potion is good for me. Midnight Potions take 10 times the aura and usually sell for 0.02, which is, yeah. So Phoenix Ash Potions for me are a no-brainer compared to Midnight Potions. Karen says, how's your voice, OFG? GTM, MOUSE. By the way, did you all catch the new Muppet Show this past weekend? Excellent. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100%, and I agree. We didn't get to watch it live. I had to watch it on replay, but it was great. It was a blast from the past, and I think they did it well. And I was hoping they wouldn't ruin it, and I think they did it well. So I'm glad to see that back, although it'll be on Disney Plus, which we have, but then that's cutting it off from a lot of people. OFG says his voice is getting better. Splinterlands Jeopardy will be back Thursday. Buns, Bags, and Caps versus King Arminius. It'll be a good one. Nice. Karen says they'll be working probably during that turn point. Gathering says burn DEC for Cinder. Would that be viable? I'm using all my DEC that I can for as much as possible for stuff to put on land, because I have a few extra, like I think I have 4 plots sitting there doing nothing right now, so that'll be what my DEC is going into. Oh, I already answered that one from Paul. Karen says styling now, bronze. Might put some of those on my main character too. OFG says, I wish we got the Glint season payout before the new skins and Glint show stuff went away. I haven't bought anything with Glint for a while. I haven't even bought any of these new skins. Of course, a lot of these cards I don't have a whole... let's buy the Lucky Long Shot. That's pretty cool. It is so windy here today. We're up near Philadelphia, and it's just like blowing the trash cans over tropical force storm wind hurricane type stuff going on. Okay, let's buy an ultimate chest. Why not? Because why not? Magma Forged. 5 times. Okay, I can level it. To level 4. What's this power? Pinpoint. Allied sneak attacks cannot miss. Interesting. Let's do another match. We've got even Stevens, plenty of mana. We got life, water, and dragon. That's interesting. They pulled out Yoden. Let's try this. Let's go with some magic. Ulrich Stormbringer. Let's filter out magic. Let's do Jin. Let's do Mindless Thrall. Riverboat Captain. Let's do Shock Trooper. but let's put him up front. Let's see what we've got here. Let's go in front with Commander Slade. Actually, no. I'm going to pull him out. I don't like that electrified damage. Deep Lurker. Whale-Sworn Spectre. See how that does. Oh, it's going to show us. Okay, let's see. He went in with blue as melee. I'm down leveled because my Alric is only at level 3. But Alric's always been one of my favorite casters. So I won that one with my Valentine's glasses, with my rose-colored shades. Okay, it's almost towards the bottom of the hour. Let's try to catch up with chat a little bit. Emmy says, cameraman doesn't know how to lower the camera for the shorter dwarves. This is true. Gathering says, what is your favorite escalation card so far? I don't know. I could not tell you. I've seen some cool looking ones, but I haven't really looked at it as a set and kind of that's kind of like, I used to be there with my coverage, but I'm not there anymore. Since I'm not really focused on buying that set, I haven't looked at it really deeply. Supreme Victory Studios agrees with me on the wind, and Gathering says, I'm spending all my glint on pots for Chaos Pack openings. Still buying the Chaos Legions. What are they going for these days? Let's look on the asset market. Let's see. Alpha packs are going for about $30. Beta packs are going for $6.50. That's not bad. Beta pack for $6.50. Untamed is going for $4.50. Orb is going for about $5. Chaos Legion packs are going for about 35 cents. It's not bad. Rebellion packs are going for about $3. Rift is going for just under $1. Dice are going for $3. Alchemy packs are going for just under $8. Standard packs are going for about $2.50. Legendary packs are going for $18.30. And I don't know why anybody would be still buying Nightmare packs. Foundation packs are going for about 10 cents. And like I said, common totems are going for about $16.50, $16.75. But look at that. Rare totem. Oh, these are claims. Yeah, rare totems are, common totems are going for 15, and rare totems are going for 74. The rare totems I only have like 3 or 4 of them, and I bought them back when they're like $25 a piece. Sharon says, well, technically you can buy DEC to buy Chaos Legion packs and then burn the cards for Cinder. Yes, that's something you could do. That would equate to burning DEC for Cinder. Yep. I like the 0 mana legendary. Beta packs are too cheap. Should be $10. Yeah, I agree. Remember, we both kept our eyes on these and saw the prices fluctuate so much. I might buy some beta packs to open. I don't know. Alchemy and legendary packs are going to be so fun to open when Conclave Arcana sells out and the odds of getting black foil and arcanes go way up. Yeah, I have a few packs that I have a legendary pack or 2 that I'm waiting to open. So So, yeah, it's the bottom of the hour. Thanks for spending the hour with me. This has been Bronze Dragon. As always, thanks for dropping by. I hope everyone on your side is doing happy and healthy. And, once again, keep your eye on that announcement section in the Discord because Blaze is pretty good about keeping everybody up to date on what's going on. And, of course, this week we have the new set going live. And so get your SPS squared away, or however you're going to buy them, get everything squared away and get ready for those to go live. Otherwise, I hope everyone has, hope everyone is happy and healthy. And, if you don't have to be out in this cold, blustery weather, don't. Anyway, I'll see you in Splinterlands.